So I will try to do a few more of these that thinking of the trailer in the theater, and hopefully that's a different experience, just seeing it full on with the sound design and the sheer size of the screen. It's a different experience. And it was. Unfortunately, it didn't work for two of these films. So I'm stating the obvious. For The Flash, still excited. It looked fairly good seeing it in the theater in terms of the trailer. The only quibble is the visual effects still look a little weird. Yeah, visually it still looks a little weird, a little unpolished, but no, still excited. And the basic gist is still very strong with Batman coming on. But then we get to the two other things I saw trailers for, and boy, oh boy, not good, not good at all. So let's start off with The Meg. Oh man, oh god. So was it horrible? Well, I guess it's one of those things. It's so bad, it's good. I mean, it's The Meg. These are not meant to be serious films. These are not meant to be horror films. They're not meant to be good films. I guess they're just like Jason is fighting the super shark again, and the super shark, they're really sharky this time, and they are out for revenge. And they are all kinds of Asians in this. There's a lot of Asians in this trailer, and I'm like, okay, we're going for the Chinese market. It could have been at least a little bit more subtle. I do appreciate when they usually do it, they'll have the white man with the sexy Asian chick. So they didn't pull that button. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of sexy Asian women in this, but yeah, it was more like, oh, it's Jason and Asian guy fight super sharks. Did the shark look good? Well, he looked big. Is it a he? Is it a she? I don't care. I don't care if it's he, she, whatever they do with the shark. It could be a goddamn gay shark. It just looked really big. It just swallowed people, and it went around, and they have like this one moment that was kind of funny. That's it. In the whole trailer, there's like one little moment that was kind of fun. That's about it. Everything else was like just very, very boring. I didn't care. I didn't feel frightened. I didn't feel excited. I didn't feel anything about this Meg. I didn't even feel the charisma. Like, Jason is usually a very good screen presence. I felt basically nothing. If I would to rate this trailer to judge the film, I'd give this a 3 out of 10. I mean, I would say Endgame, which I think is one of the worst things of all time, is way more interesting and fun than this. It was just pointless. Should I even rent this? No, it just feels like a complete joke. I mean, like, who cares? Who cares about the Super Sharks? I just didn't care. And that brings us to Mission Impossible with Tom, where the indifference was also pretty strong. I just didn't feel very much with this one. Moment where on a bike, he just goes off a cliff, and you know it's him, and you're like, whoa. So his physicality, yes, does a lot for this trailer, but beyond that, not very much. I would say Rebecca Ferguson looking strong and sexy was pretty good. That's about it. Really, not much else. And I hate to be that guy, because I'm getting older myself. I'm becoming an older man, so I want to be careful here, and I want to work in Hollywood, so they look like they're declining. Especially Simon Pegg. Like, he looks in shape. I want to stress, he looks in shape, but he does a scene where he's running, and you're like, wow, you're getting old. Like, they're all getting old. And they even bring some old characters from the original film, which I appreciated. But, wow, it just feels like they're close to death. And that's kind of like this whole franchise. It just feels like it's way beyond the due date, and nothing fresh or new is really being brought. It looks great. It looks like it's very well choreographed. So it looks well performed. But in terms of the core, I don't even know what the plot is. I don't know what the story is. It just feels like baddie guy is threatening sexy Rebecca Ferguson, and Tom is like, don't you touch her! And McBaddie guy is like, I'm going to touch her. I'm going to kill her. In fact, I'm going to kill a whole lot of people unless you give me what I want. What does he want? I don't even know, and I don't even care. I will say the Tom Cruise villains overall have been declining, but in Mission Impossible, I don't care about any of these villains. I vaguely remember the fat one. I vaguely remember the thin one. There are a few physical characteristics that stick out, but these villains are just declining. I don't care. They just have no real presence. They don't, even their goals, like, I'm going to blow stuff up. I don't care. I don't care. At least the early films, I vaguely remember the goal. I vaguely remember the villain. I vaguely remember a few memorable scenes. Like these later films, they're all merging into one, except for a few of them, like where he's like climbing that building in Dubai. Okay, that was impressive, but the films as a whole are becoming fuzzy because again, there's nothing that really sticks out. And Tom Cruise needs a really strong antagonist, and it's not just here. I mean, with the Jack Reacher films too, those villains were pathetic. The nicest I can say, it's a big question mark. It's a very big question mark. I just don't know if I want to pay for this in theaters, and I want to. I really want to, but this trailer is just like the stunts were good. That's all I can give it. The stunts look really amazing. Good locations, nice cinematography. So Meg, no Meg, no Meg. Please no more Meg. Mission Impossible, big question mark. And that's where we are in the theaters with the trailers of these three big hits that look like they're in trouble, except for The Flash.